Chapeltown was a place that people aspired to in the first 2 or 3 decades of the 20th century. People lived in a place called the Leylands, which was down around Regent Street. In fact, all of it's practically gone now. There's hardly any mementos left of Jewish life there. And they moved to Chapeltown. And if you go to Chapeltown today, you'll still see the synagogue with a green dome that's now become a dance centre. And you'll also see, if you go into Spencer Place, you'll see the old Hasidic synagogue, which has become a mosque. And the other thing that you'll see is, if you go round there, you'll see, I think it's in Francis Street, it used to be called the Roots Club, but it was the former synagogue as well. And what's interesting, really, is how, you know, the Jewish community has moved on. We found a list of addresses from 1923 and 24, and it's interesting that all those people who were members, they were Leeds members of the Jewish Historical Society of England, and they were, I suppose, the higher level of society. And here they are: Mr. Benedict of Reginald Terrace, Reverend Abelson of Hamilton Avenue, Mr. Friedman of Hare Hills Avenue, Jack Goldman, who lives on 187 Roundy Road, Mr. Hurwitz, who lived in Camp Road a bit further down, H. Isaacs, who lived in Hare Hills Avenue in Chapeltown, Reverend Kahan in Francis Street, Mr. Levy in Louis Street, someone else who lives in Louis Street, another person in Hilltop Mount in Hare Hills, and Dr. Samuel, whose granddaughter still goes to the Jewish Historical Society in Chapeltown. And it's interesting because we're here in Oakwood at Timoney's, and already some of the better off have moved to Oakwood. And we see the name of the Lightmans, who've moved to the Towers, Ladywood, at Roundhay and Leeds, which was obviously a very, very posh address in those days.